In the deep, vibrant heart of the jungle, where the trees stood tall and the air buzzed with the sounds of birds and insects, there lived a proud lion named Keto. Keto was the king of the jungle, and he knew it. His golden mane shimmered under the sun, and his powerful roar echoed for miles, making every animal tremble. He was strong and fearless, but his pride often made him look down on others. One day, while patrolling his kingdom, Keto encountered a slow-moving tortoise named Tamba. Tamba was old and wise, with a cracked, weathered shell and deep, thoughtful eyes. He had lived in the jungle for many years and had seen many seasons come and go. Despite his wisdom, Tamba was humble and often spent his days quietly observing the world around him. Keto, towering over the small tortoise, chuckled as he watched Tamba move sluggishly along the jungle path. "Look at you," Keto mocked. "So slow, so small. How do you even survive in this jungle with all its dangers? You're lucky to live under my rule, where my strength protects you." Tamba stopped and looked up at the lion, his old eyes calm and patient. "Strength is important, Keto," he said slowly, "but it is not everything. Sometimes wisdom and patience are more powerful than brute force." Keto laughed loudly, his voice booming through the jungle. "Wisdom? Patience? Those are words for the weak. It is my strength and speed that make me king. I could outrun any creature and take down any challenge without even trying." Tamba smiled kindly. "Perhaps you are right, mighty Keto. But how about a little race to see if strength and speed are truly the greatest powers?" Keto raised an eyebrow in amusement. "A race? With you?" He laughed again. "You'll barely make it to the starting line. But fine, I'll humor you. What are the terms of this race?" Tamba nodded. "We shall race from the edge of the jungle to the great river. Whoever reaches the river first is the winner. But there's one condition. You cannot cross the river until I arrive." Keto, full of confidence, agreed to the terms without a second thought. "This will be the easiest victory of my life," he said with a grin. "I'll give you a head start, old one. You'll need it." Tamba simply nodded and began his slow, steady walk toward the river. Keto watched the tortoise crawl along the ground for a moment before deciding he had better things to do than follow at such a slow pace. "I'll catch up in no time," he thought to himself, and lay down under a tree for a nap. Hours passed as Keto slept soundly, while Tamba continued his slow journey toward the river. When Keto finally awoke, the sun was beginning to set, and he realized with a start that he had slept far longer than he intended. "Enough of this," Keto muttered. "Time to show that old tortoise who's really king." He bounded through the jungle at top speed, his powerful legs carrying him swiftly over the terrain. In no time, Keto caught up with Tamba, who was still steadily plodding along, not far from the riverbank. Keto smirked. "See? I told you I would outrun you easily," he called out as he raced past the tortoise. Tamba didn't respond. He only smiled to himself and kept moving. Keto reached the river with ease and stopped at its edge, waiting for Tamba to arrive. He paced back and forth impatiently, glancing at the slow-moving tortoise in the distance. "I'll win this race in a matter of seconds once he gets here," Keto thought, grinning confidently. Finally, after what felt like an eternity to Keto, Tamba arrived at the riverbank, calm and unhurried. The lion crouched, ready to leap across the river and claim his victory. But as he prepared to spring, he suddenly realized something. There was no easy way to cross the river. The river was deep, with strong currents, and its banks were steep. Keto, despite his strength and speed, could not swim across safely. He stood at the edge, frustrated, trying to find a solution. Tamba, however, moved quietly to a shallow part of the river and waded through the water with ease. His low, sturdy body and patience allowed him to cross without trouble. When he reached the other side, he turned back to Keto and said, "Sometimes strength and speed alone are not enough, my friend. It is wisdom and patience that allow us to overcome the challenges of life." Keto stared in disbelief as Tamba reached the finish line first. He had lost the race, not because of his lack of speed, but because he had underestimated the power of wisdom. Humbled by the experience, Keto walked over to Tamba. You have taught me a great lesson today, old friend, he admitted. I see now that strength is only one part of what makes a true leader. Patience, wisdom, and humility are just as important. Tomba smiled warmly. Remember, Keto, there is always something to learn, no matter how strong or powerful we may be. True greatness comes not from looking down on others, but from understanding the value of every creature's strengths. From that day forward, Keto ruled the jungle with a new sense of humility and respect for all the animals, great and small. And whenever he felt his pride growing too large, he would remember the wise tortoise and the lesson of the race. Moral asterisk true strength lies not just in power and speed, but in wisdom, patience, and humility. Never underestimate the value of others, no matter how small or slow they may seem. Asterisk, asterisk. I hope you enjoyed the story.